All right, we're starting with the treble clef worksheet. Should say chapter 1, the treble clef and the keyboard and the treble clef at the top, and then 1.1, play a tune on the keyboard. We're not actually going to play a tune on the keyboard, but we are going to learn what's on the keyboard. So you will see that it starts at F at the very far left-hand side, then it goes to G, then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then it starts back over at A, B, C. You're going to continue and fill in that pattern the same way, A through G. Once you hit G, start back over at A. Skip number 2 where it says play Mary Had a Little Lamb. We're not going to do that. On the next page, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fill in the keyboard left to right, A through G. Now, this is not going to start on F this time. The way to tell where the notes fall on the keyboard is like this. Okay, we have the keyboard here. You notice how the groups of black keys are in groups of 2 and 3. You're going to find a group of 2 black keys. You're going to go 1 white key to the left. That is going to be C. Then from there, when you go this way, you go forward in the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then it repeats. So you're going to fill out the rest of that keyboard there. Then you have these blanks on either side of the keyboard. You're going to say which side of the keyboard is high and which one is low. When you look at a piano, if you're looking straight at it, the left side is going to be where all the lower notes are. The right side is going to be where the higher notes are. Then it says number 3, circle the C, which is closest to the middle. Find in your keyboard the C that's closest in the middle and circle it. When you got that, you're going to find the first G that's above middle C. So pretend this is middle C. We're going to find the first G that's above and we're going to circle that. We're going to do the same thing with the first F that is below middle C. You're going to find F and you're going to circle that. Number 5 is a good resource if you need to practice on anything. It's a website with some good flashcards and other resources you can use. The next page is learning about the actual treble clef. And the staff in general. So we have our lovely treble clef there. The staff is a set of 5 lines and 4 spaces. And these are numbered. We number them because depending on the clef, they could be different notes, but they're always going to be the same numbers. We number them from bottom to top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the lines, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the spaces, bottom to top. So with these little boxes here along the staves here, fill in the numbers. Then we're going to take a look at the bottom, and it says write 5 treble clefs on the staff below. After each clef, put a dot on the G line. The treble clef is also known as the G clef. And it's called the G clef because this swirl here goes around the G line, which is on the second line. So you're going to draw 5 treble clefs in a row and put a dot on the G line. Like so. The next page is review. You can find all the answers on the page right before it and the on the pages right before it. If it's a definition, look for a word that is underlined, and that gives you the definition. Next page should say page 5 at the bottom. At the top, 1.5, identify notes on the treble staff. We have boxes with spaces and lines. In the spaces, we have F, A, C, E. I'll say face in the space to help remember. On the lines, we have E, G, B, D, and F. And a couple acronyms you could use to help remember that is every good boy does fine or deserves fudge. One that a lot of people like is empty garbage before dad flips, if you want a little bit of humor in there. Another way to get the notes onto the treble clef, we know this is also the G clef, so that line is G. We can start here G, and every time we go this way, up on the staff, you go forward in the alphabet. Anytime you go this way, down on the staff, you go backwards. So this is G. Next is A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. You can also go the other way and go G, going backwards, F, E, D, C, and so on. So now that you know the note names that are on the staff, you can fill out this next little bit, writing the letter names for each one. So this first note here, the note head is in the top space, right here. Top space is E. And don't worry about playing the phrase. The next page is writing notes on the treble staff. It's the same thing. You just find where the notes are and then write them out. This one here, you're going to draw a treble clef on the staff. Then instead of you naming the notes, you're going to write the notes from the names that are given. So this first one's a C, it's given. So you're going to find C. There's a C. It's going to go right on this space here. And again, there's more resources for you to practice if you need at the bottom. Now that we have the treble clef figured out, we're going to learn about the actual types of notes there are. So we have this type of note here. That is called a whole note. And normally, we're usually going to have that get 4 beats. Then we have this note. This is a half note. A half note is half the length of a whole, obviously. So we get 2. Half of 4 is 2. Next one, with a filled in, a closed note head, that's a quarter note. And that only gets 1 beat. It's a quarter of a whole, so a fourth of that is 1. You just keep cutting it in half each time you go down.
Teachers, please excuse interruption. If you could send down the rest of the 8th graders to the gym for their pictures. Thank you.
Apologies, that's going to happen throughout the day. Next, it says identify the numbered notes as a whole, half, or quarter notes. So this first one says number 1 over it. That looks like this one with the filled in note head and the stem. That is going to be a quarter note. Now speaking of stems, at the very bottom you're going to have you draw stems. This is how stems work. Whenever the note head is above the middle line, the stems are going to go to the left and down. Whenever they're below the middle line, they're going to go to the right and up. When they are right in the middle, they can go either down or up, but down is more common, and I think it looks nicer, and most people do. The rest, if you read the instructions, they're very simple, easy to follow instructions. You should be able to finish the rest of the packet on your own.